bother much about this. Use mutual authentication. This I will tell you afterwards. Now you see, as of now I'm just telling you the steps how you can send data and how you can receive data. Okay, give me 1 second. I need to plug in my charger. Sorry for the interruption. Okay.
No problem.
So now what I will do is, over here we just have to go and click on a related link called generate sample soap messages. Okay. Now let's see what will happen if I click on the generate sample soap messages.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Am I audible? Hello? Shrikant, am I audible? Hello? Hello? Am I audible? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Prathal. Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, it is problem from my end, I guess. Yes.
No problem. So when we click on generate sample soap messages, what happens is there is few functions that get generated over here. Okay.
Okay.
So from our end, we don't need to be too much concerned about these functions, because in this case we are sending data into Servicenow system. But when we are using Servicenow system, we don't need to send data into Servicenow system. We are there to receive data into Servicenow system and send data into some other system. Okay, so basically these functions are normally consumed by someone who is sending data to us. But as we are sending data from Servicenow system to Servicenow system, so these functions are coming up. Okay, I will tell you a brief about all these functions. But as of now, let's see the function that we have to use and what is the procedure. Okay.
Okay.
Now after the sample soap message is generated, we will be taking up this insert function. I'll tell you the use of other functions. Okay. When we go on to this insert function, there is one more step over here. You have to use basic authentication over here as well. Okay, you have to provide the basic authentication at two places. I have put in the credentials of the system and I'll save it. After saving it, you will see that there is a sample soap message which is generated over here. There is a soap message which is generated over here. So what you will ask, that what is this getting generated? So this is basically, right?
Yeah, I'm there, brother.
Yeah.
I can do
So in this system, we defined this visitor, right? And we told that this visitor can accept these 73 attributes, or this visitor can accept values into these 73 fields. So over here, when I use that visitor, it is giving me option to put data into all those 73 fields.
Oh, okay.
All those 73 fields will get tested. So over there, what I have done is I have mapped my short description. So let's find short description over here. Oh, short description is not found. How can we get that? Control F. Okay. We have found short description over here. Now what I will do is I will just replace this and I will put some junk value into the short. Let's put 111. I'll put any value into the short description and I will just save this.
Okay, so
Okay.
this 111 gets displayed in the short description. Okay. Suppose if
Once
you want the dynamic values, then?
I will tell you. I will tell you. As of now, I am telling you how to send data manually. I will tell you
Oh,
how
okay.
to send data dynamically and how to trigger all these things. Okay. So what
Okay.
happens is, what I have done is, I have hard coded the value of short description over here. Over here, what I am doing, I am sending data to the other system. So basically, what I am doing is, I am sending this entire XML. I'm sending this entire XML, and this entire XML will get rendered in this system, or will get read by the system, and will get mapped into each and every element over here. Okay. So what I've done is, as of now, I've hard coded the short description is 11111. Now, if I want to send data from here into the other system, I need to go down into the related links, and I need to click on this related list called test. Let's try to click on this related list and see what is happening.
Hmm. Okay.
This is just manual testing. Okay. Okay. Now, the three things that is to be noticed is, this is what the XML that we are sending to the other system. Okay. This is what the
Hmm.
XML that we are sending. If you go down, we have got something called as HTTPS status. So sometimes it happens when we are not able to log into any website, we see errors called 401 or
Oh,
400 bad request.
yeah.
Okay. So if you Google HTTPS status, there is a status code, or there is a number associated with each and every status. Like suppose 200 is a success, 401 is a bad request,
Oh,
500 is an authentication failure. So there are standard status messages that are defined. Suppose if you are getting this code, then this is what is meant. Okay, so
oh.
this is the HTTPS status. 200 means a success. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now this was the request that we are sending to the other system. This is the response that we have got from the other system. Now you tell me what we were trying to do in the other system. We were trying to create an incident in the other system. We were source table is integration demo, target system is incident, and if I open this transform map, what we have told is, you just transform the short description and you create a new incident into this instance, right? So
Okay, so we are creating a new instance in
new incident,
yeah, new incident in dev 16102 or
yes,
the other instance.
yes, and into this we are creating it into, see, we are sending requests from this system, but this request, we are sending request from dev 10405, but this request is catered by dev 16104, right, 16102,
Mm.
and we have defined the transform map over here. Now if I talk about incident table, the incident number get automatically generated, and over here
Yeah,
we spoke about collace and all these things. So if you are not putting
yeah.
collace on any unique identifier, then it will create a new record, right? So
Hmm.
the response that I have got over here, if you look at the response, it is giving me the incident number that is created on the other system, and it is giving me the sys ID of the incident that is created on the other system. Now I want to verify whether the short description which I gave 11111 has been created over there or not. So I'll just copy this and I'll go to this incident instance. Let's go to the incident table, open it,
So
and
it
try to
already
find.
started creating incidents?
Yes, it has already. See, when you get this response, see, this is telling success, and you have got this response. This response says that this incident has been created in the other system. The incident with this incident number has been created in the other system. Okay, or else you will not get this
Oh,
response, or else this response will be some error and you will get something else. You will not get the incident number back. So if I go into this system,
oh,
you can
okay.
see INC 10001 is already created. If I open this, my short description should be, this is what the short description I provided, right? So the
Hmm.
incident has already got created in the
So,
system.
so the same incident will be created in other instance as well?
See, that is what I am doing. I am sending a request from this instance to create an incident into this instance. Right.
Hmm.
I am not sending a
Yeah.
request that if an incident is created into dev 16102, then it should also create an incident in the other system. We are sending requests from here.
Oh,
See, you are getting confused because we are sending a manual request from here. I just hit on test. I've hit on test. We will not go and hit on test. We will do a configuration through which it is run automatically. Okay.
oh, okay, I
As
got
of
it
now,
now. Okay.
I have showed you a manual configuration. Like how do we do a manual testing? Now if I go back over
Mm-hmm.
here,
Okay.
I will not show you how it is done automatically today because that might confuse you, but I'll show you how this is done. See, this is my function. This is my function where I was putting
Number.
yes, short description as the hard-coded value. Now
Yeah.
there is one more related list over here, related link over here, preview script users. If you click on this preview script users,
Oh, maybe we should write a business rule on incident form then.
exactly. And how do you trigger this? See, what I'm doing is I'm hitting on test. So instead of hitting on test, what you have to write in order for the system to understand that you're hitting on test, you have to write this entire script. You have to
Mhm.
write this entire script in order for the system to understand that you are trying to send data to the other system.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Now what this script is doing is, if you see the first line, it is initializing a SOAP request. It is initializing a SOAP message, and it is telling that the name of the SOAP message is demo integration, and under demo integration we have used a function called insert.
Okay.
Right. Now
Hmm.
if you come down over here, we over here we have set the short description as 11111, right? Over here, if you want to set anything, what you have to do is you have to use this variable s, and there is a function called set string parameter. So if you write s dot set string parameter, the first attribute will be the name. Like over here, it will be the short description. So set string parameter, bracket open, short description, comma, and the value what we are passing in, and we'll close it. So that is how we set the description, and then and what we can set the values for n number of parameters we want, and after we
Okay.
have set all those values, we just have to write this s dot execute. S dot execute is nothing but it is telling that we are hitting on the test button.
Oh, okay.
S dot execute is nothing but it is telling that we are hitting on the test button, and below the two lines that you will see, this is basically putting our response into this object, into the response object, and the status. You saw the 200 status, so this status will have 200 or whatever status code is there, and this response will get the string of, will get the XML of whatever response we are getting from the other system.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
Okay, so this is how it works. This is how it basically works. So see, you can see that sending data from one system and receiving data from the other system is very easy in Servicenow. It
Hmm.
is not at all difficult. Okay, so
Okay.
do you have any doubts in this? Because see, how do you trigger the SOAP message, or how do you write a script, or how do you write a server-side script onto this? I will take it up on the next class because we'll
Okay.
have to explain the scenarios, and then we'll have to take it up. So this is fine with you, right? In creating an inbound and then
Yeah.
creating a SOAP message and triggering the SOAP message from here. This is basically sending data, and how this is basically receiving data.
Okay. So basically SOAP and REST are the same, right?
See, so there are different protocols. SOAP and REST, you can say this SOAP is a protocol which is using a different configurations, or different format to send data. REST is
Okay.
another protocol which is using different format to send data. See, REST is
Okay.
a new protocol. So REST is simpler than SOAP. In SOAP, you have to follow different algorithms or different syntax. Like if you see that over here, you have this defined format in which you have to send. In
Hmm.
REST, you don't have to use any format. REST is very simple to send data, and REST is more secure. But the baseline
Yeah.
concepts remain the same.
Yeah, I read
The, ba-
somewhere
the
REST. Yeah.
baseline the baseline concept using SOAP and the using REST remains the same. There is no difference between SOAP and REST. It is just an
So
enhanced version of SOAP request.
so people started using REST as well, REST message, or
See,
are
the,
they
the,
still?
prob- the problem comes is REST is, as of now, REST is not supported by all the applications globally. If you are
Oh,
integrating with
okay.
some applications might not support REST. REST is an advanced version of SOAP. It's not an advanced version. It's another technology which is using web services. So it is not supported by all the applications. If some applications supporting REST, we can use REST. But I think most of the cases we'll be using SOAP till now. REST is more secure. REST is more easy. That is the only two merits of REST. That's all.
Okay. Pratul, I have one more question.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
Uh, in the Ldap integration, there is like SNID or something like that, right?
SNID.
Yeah,
Uh,
I read somewhere in Ldap
See,
integration.
basically that will depend on the Ldap server that you are communicating to.
Okay.
Normally, in some of the Ldap servers, you will come across OU definition, and then distinguished name, many
Yeah,
other terminologies.
distinguished name. Yeah.
You will come across many terminologies, but you will have to understand those terminologies from the team who is using that, because for different servers that might be different servers. OU is nothing but a directory path. OU is nothing but a folder that we call it. So
Okay.
in Active Directory, in OU is a folder. Distinguished name is something called as a username from which you distinguish a user.
Okay. Okay.
So there might be something called as SN underscore distinguished name. There are many different field names that might be used in an Active Directory. So when
Okay.
we are integrating with the Ldap client, so which server they are using, we'll have to understand with their Ldap team or with their Wintel team, what is the specific meaning of these terms over there.
Okay.
What you can do is, suppose if you have some client requirement and if you know the Ldap server that we are integrating with, we can just Google it, that what is the different parameters that are used in this Ldap server, and we'll get all the list.
Okay.
Because there are many Ldap server, there might be an Ldap server which Windows is providing, there might be an Ldap server which Unix is providing, there may be different Ldap servers. So the naming conventions and the protocols will differ in each and every Ldap server.
Okay. Okay.
See,
Perfect.
because all these cases are different case to case basis. So we cannot generalize anything over here.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think we should not drag much today, because see, this might seem a very small topic, or I have just covered it in 1 hour or half an hour, but this is a very detailed section which will not understand how to do it. How do we have to send data? Because in integration, the major part is sending data and receiving data, right?
Yeah.
The major part is how you're sending data and receiving data. And you can see in Servicenow, it is so simple to send data and receive data. You don't have to do anything basically. It's just
Yeah.
on your fingertips to send data and receive data. What are the difficulties that we will see through it? I'll give you some examples of what are the difficulties that we face, and what are the basic errors that we get, and how do we debug it. We'll discuss it in the next class. Okay. Till then,
Okay. Okay.
I will just suggest you, if you have two instances, or else I can give, if you
Yeah, I
have
will do
one.
that today.
Okay. You can try to connect two instances and just try to see. I have just done one field mapping. Just try to put different field mappings and try to put different collates and all those things and try to map data. One more thing I'd like to tell you, whatever data this
Mm.
system is receiving, what I told you, this is an import set table, right? So whatever
Yeah.
data is coming into this system will come first into this import set table. So suppose if I want to see the data that has come into the system, I can go into u underscore
Integration underscore.
demo dot
Let's.
this will have one record. If I open this record, this will have I just passed short description. So this is having the value of short description. This is my import set table.
Okay.
So whenever
Okay.
suppose if my data is not getting transformed, if my incident is not created, so I can anytime go into this import set table and see if I have received data from the other system or not. Now suppose if I verify that I have received data from the other system, then I cannot tell the other system that, boss, you have not sent me data. Over here we are verifying that the system is sending us data, and there might be some error in our transformer so that it is not transforming properly. So this is
Yeah.
our
Okay.
first point of debugging, that we have received data or not. So it will come into our
Okay.
transform map into our import set table.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Prathal, cloning is entirely different concept, or is it related to web services?
Cloning. Cloning is not
Yeah,
at all
cloning.
related to web services. Cloning is completely different.
Okay. So
You
you
don't
would be
have
covering even cloning as well, right?
see
Like how
see
we
I
do it, right?
you have asked me twice about cloning, so I will tell you what cloning is. Cloning, what cloning does is, if you have two instances, suppose if you have a dev box and if you have a test box, and I
Yeah.
will tell you when do you do cloning. I think you are very eager to know that. Okay.
Yeah.
So when do we do cloning? Suppose if an initial project has kick started, so
Okay.
we normally have three instances: dev instances, test instance, and a production instance. Okay. So you
Okay.
will be all the development in your development instance. So you are building 100 functionality. You are building incident, you are building problem, you are building change, you are building SR, you are building release management, you are building catalog, you are building n number of things. Okay. So you cannot capture everything into update set, and you cannot move it via update set. So in the initial phase of implementation, what you do is you do all your development instance, and then you clone your test and your prod to your development instance. That means you are copying everything which is there on your development instance, everything, I literally mean everything which is there on your development instance onto your test and onto your prod. So basically
Okay.
it is just making a replica of your dev instance onto your test and onto your prod. And when you are doing a cloning, you don't have to do a cloning. You just have to raise a request for system clone into ServiceNow Hi System, or there is a system clone. Okay,
Okay.
you can request a clone over here. Whenever you request a clone, it will ask you for a target system. This is the target instance to which you want to clone. Target instance is basically to which instance you want to send the entire data of dev 10405. Not only data, entire configuration, everything will get copied. Everything will get copied onto that system.
So this
So
is done only during the initial stages,
yes,
right?
this is done only during the initial stages. Only during the initial stages, because you are working entirely on your dev system and you want to put everything on, which is on your dev system onto your test or onto your prod. So you do a cloning in the initial stages. This is what is the purpose of cloning is. And you don't have to do anything, you just have to raise a clone request over here, and that's all. Initially the clone request was to be raised from the Hi system. Now it is given in the instance itself, so you can raise a clone request from here, and ServiceNow will do the cloning. You don't have to do anything.
Oh,
They are just copying the database of ServiceNow, the 10405 into whatever instance you say. They are taking the entire database and you are copying it into that instance's database. That is what they are doing.
okay.
Okay. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay then, Shrikant, we will connect tomorrow, and I'll expect that you will try doing some sending some data, doing inbound and outbound, and we will dig deep into it. Like how do we use the script? How do we use business rules onto the incident table to write the scripts to pass on the data onto the other system?
Sure, I'll try it.
Okay. Okay then, we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, brother. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye.
Yeah.